Well, good afternoon, everyone. Yesterday I mentioned an attorney called Andy Hale, who has quite a lot of experience trying to help wrongfully convicted. And I mentioned a case dated from 1960. He's trying to get the person involved in the wrongful conviction totally exonerated. So let's have a look at that one. As usual, I'll leave the link below so you can check out some of the audio that is with the article. So this is from the WCBU, a joint service of Bradley University and Illinois State University. Attorney believes DNA evidence will clear Chester Weger in 1960 Starved Rock murders case. I say there's some audio that you'll be able to listen to. And here is Chester Weger, accused slayer of 3 Riverside, Illinois matrons, is shown during his trial at Ottawa, Illinois, January the 30th, 1961. An Illinois attorney believes DNA evidence may prove key to exonerating Chester Weger, the man convicted in the notorious 1960 murders of 3 women at Starved Rock State Park. Weger, now 83, was paroled in 2020 after spending nearly 6 decades in prison for the murders of Frances Murphy, Mildred Lindquist, and Lillian Oetting. But the convictions remain on his record. Andy Hale is Weger's lawyer. He became interested in the case after representing Cleve Heidelberg, a Peoria man convicted in the 1970 murder of Peoria County Sheriff's Sergeant Raymond Espinoza. Now, Heidelberg's conviction was vacated in 2017 after he served more than 47 years in prison. He died before his case could be brought back for a new trial. All throughout his parole hearings, he had always maintained his innocence. You know, in a parole hearing, if you can express remorse for your crime, it can really help you get parole. And after you've served some period of time, Hale said. Clive Heidelberg refused to ever express remorse because he always maintained his innocence. And I ultimately got him out of prison. Sounds a bit like Stephen Avery, doesn't he? And Brendan, they won't admit to something they didn't do. Hale said he stumbled upon a story about Weger in the Chicago Tribune a day after Heidelberg's release. In the article, it said that he had always maintained his innocence, refused to express remorse, and I thought, my gosh, this sounds like Clive Heidelberg's twin brother, Hale said. Hale said he began to research the case and wrote Weger, difficult to not say Weger, a letter asking to come talk to him. He soon became wrapped up in his effort to have his conviction vacated. Hale moved to examine the surviving evidence from the 1960 murder case. After overcoming an objection raised by the Will County State's Attorney Office, why would they object if you're going to get to the truth? Hale said a judge gave him permission to obtain the evidence and have it forensically examined and catalogued by a third-party firm. Microtrace. I think we've heard of Microtrace, haven't we? After another scrap with prosecutors, Hale said he also won approval to send evidence to Bode Technology in Virginia for DNA testing. It took 8 pieces of evidence. I took 8 pieces of evidence, hair evidence, twine, cigarette butts, and my position is if there's no Chester Weger DNA on any of that, this conviction needs to be vacated, Hale said. He said he believes he can make a case to vacate the conviction with the right DNA evidence combined with Weger's claim that his recanted confession was coerced out of him, and get the usual, and that he was threatened by investigators. That's a claim witnesses and investigators at the time denied. When you look at the circumstances of the confession, the threats of the electric chair, the constant surveillance, everything that happened to this guy over a period of months, when you combine that with forensics, then I think it is time for people to basically say, he didn't do it. We're going to vacate that conviction, Hale said. And that's what I will argue needs to be done. And I will make that argument directly to the Will County State's Attorney Office at the appropriate time if the DNA comes out that way. And we'll go from there. Andy Hale expects the DNA test results to come back in late April or early May. In the meantime, he's launching a podcast to re-examine old documents and talk in depth about the case's details. The first episodes come out Thursday. Okay, so I'll put the links, the link to this below, and you can have a listen to this 5.5 minutes about the case. Also, something that did interest me greatly was that Mark, the Hoddenot, Mark Sharpbait Hoddenot, tweeted that there's a new documentary series about the staircase coming out that looks quite interesting. Meanwhile, I'm nearly finished the book American Injustice by David Rudolph, and hopefully I'll get hold of the new book that's coming out soon by the one of the guys from the Innocence Project, Chris Fabricant, who of course talks a lot about the junk science that's used to convict people. So hopefully get a copy of that sometime soon as well. Anyway, one hopes that Chester Weger will be exonerated soon. But yeah, 60 years having to wait. But as I said yesterday, when you look at Adnan Syed and you think, well, all of his options have disappeared with the Supreme Court not willing to see his case, listen to his case, hear his case, and then all of a sudden, new prosecutor, new ideas, just the way that Steve Drizzen pointed out to me. Anyway, catch you all soon. Take care. Bye for now.